So maybe you've heard this story before. It's been shared many times. I haven't changed much about it. I just added in the rhymes. See, the purpose remains the same. The meaning, I could never switch. I just put my perspective at the top and the bottom, sort of like a poetry sandwich. Right? So maybe you already know it, but this is just my spin. Here goes the story. Let me begin. Judging, fighting, bullies, hatred. They are all what we've been watching. And when someone asks to love or not to love, I think, isn't love the only option? See, the difference we can make with love, we may never know. This story might just change your thoughts. So here's how it goes. We start with a high school boy named Mikey, walking home from class, only focusing on the weekend ahead, movies, parties, football with the boys, until Kyle he walks past. You see, Kyle has a stack of books so big, he can't even see around, until a group of bullies walks by and shoves him to the ground. Now Mikey runs right over, sees a tear on Kyle's face. He helps him pick his things up and offers to walk him to his place. Now a gesture like this was foreign to Kyle. Was this guy for real? Never once has someone helped me up. This was a huge deal. And together they share a great conversation. Mike even invites him to play some ball. Kyle answers with excited eyes, "That'd be great, but first, can I get my mom a phone?" And together they have this great afternoon. And soon it gets dark. Kyle says, "Do I have to leave so soon?" But little did he know the story was just beginning. Best friends he and Mikey became. And 4 years and a lot of memories later, inseparable was their middle name. You see, Mikey was the jock, Kyle was the nerd, but together they had this awesome balance. What one lacked, the other made up for in smarts and wits and talents. And soon graduation came. Kyle was the valedictorian, so his speech he had prepared. "You're going to nail it," said Mikey, hugging him tight, not knowing what he was about to hear. So Kyle just gave him one of those smiles, said thanks, turned his head. Then he walked to the podium, grabbed the microphone, cleared his throat, and said, "Graduation is a time to thank those who helped us along our journey. Parents, teachers, coaches, sisters, and brothers. But friendships have impacts unexplainable, certainly different from the others." See, Kyle wanted to share with the crowd that being a friend to someone may be the best gift you can give. It changed his whole perspective, and it made him want to live. Then Kyle goes on to tell the story about that day when he was pushed over and lost his books. And he shares with the crowd that it was that weekend, his life he would have took. See, he had just cleaned out his locker, explaining why he needed all that stuff. He said life had just gotten so hard, it all just seemed too rough. But then by miracle, in comes Mikey, with greater timing than Kyle could ever tell. Because on that day, not only did he lift his books up, but he raised his spirit as well. And this was such a great message. Kyle believed everyone needed to know it. Because it wasn't enough for Mikey to just think good thoughts and good deeds, he needed to show it. And that's a lesson for us all. We should have learned it way back when we learned fractions. That one small act can transform a life. You should never underestimate the power of your actions. Because God puts us in someone's life to guide them in some way. To find the best in others is something that I always pray. To know that every day is a gift from God. For that we say thank you so brightly. So the call to action here is to always show our love. Responsibility never to be taken lightly. Thank you.